Alright guys, time to grab here back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday so far, and today we've got to do a follow-up to yesterday's video on the Momo accusations. It has now been confirmed by Momo in a tweet longer that he has been released from Activision Blizzard and the CDL, unlikely of course to return anytime soon given the severity of these accusations. I wanted to give you a quick lowdown on exactly what's happened if you guys have missed it, but also talk about the tweet longer itself and, well, some of the responses to this, because I think they're quite telling as to the nature of the severity of these accusations. Let's hop into things right here then. So if you guys have been lacking or living under a rock for the last couple of days in the Call of Duty scene, you may not have known that some accusations have been leveled against Philip Momo Whitfield. As you can see on screen, these accusations, I believe, stem from 12 women, of which 7 went forward to Activision Blizzard with evidence of sexual harassment and sexual abuse over the last 10 years. So this is some pretty significant stuff. They decided not to go the judicial route because it can be very difficult to prove this kind of stuff. Also, given Momo lives in the US and most of the victims are in the UK, that can make it challenging. Also, going through that whole process and the impact on personal lives and reliving those experiences is something that not everyone wants to go through for sure. So they went this route instead, with the intention of Activision then coming forward and saying, look, we have released Momo, like outing his predatory nature as they described it, and coming forward just to show to the community and making sure that other victims can't get harmed in the future. That was the end goal according to, well, this FAQ you can find linked down below. So as a result of that, then they decided behind the scenes that they were going to release Philip Momo Whitfield long before I even made yesterday's video. So on the 30th of June, I was released from employment with Activision Blizzard, and here is the tweet longer that we will run through. I'm aware of ongoing activity on social media relating to allegations about my conduct and character and the termination of my contract with Activision Blizzard. To date, I've been unable to respond due to the ongoing process, but I am now able to comment. With effective 30th of June 2020, I was released to employment with Activision Blizzard. This decision follows what was described to me as an internal investigation after old messages that I'd sent to female members of the gaming community had been passed to my employer. For confidentiality reasons, the detail of these messages and recipients were not disclosed, which I fully respect. I therefore cannot respond to the specific allegations and their context. The generic nature of the complaints is that my messages made the recipients feel uncomfortable. To put it bluntly, in these messages I was trying my luck with women who hadn't invited my attention. I was being forward when I shouldn't have been. Some of the exchanges contained sexual content from both sides. I did not believe at the time that I was making the recipients uncomfortable. Had I known this, I would not have continued conversing in this way. The person I was back then is not the person I am now. I take full ownership for my misjudgments and would stress how sorry I am for my conduct. I am sorry for my immaturity. I am sorry for any explicit content or graphic language I used. I am sorry for any tasteless humor. I am sorry to anyone who I've caused offense or to who has suffered in any way as a result of my actions. I hope they read this message and believe these words. I'm thankful for all the support I have received throughout the years, and I'm sorry to anyone that I have let down. So that is the tweet longer that he comes out with. No statement as of yet from the CDL more widely, but let's look at some of the responses to this, because of course this message implies that it's only messages that he has been fired for, and sexual harassment, I suppose, in the form of messages. However, that does not appear to be the case, as we will look at in some of these replies. As Kerry says, just messages, okay, laughable, can't even take accountability even now, whatever man, people believe whatever they want to believe, but guarantee I wouldn't have outed him just because a couple of messages. Well done, Momo. You've now pissed off the girls for lying about in your laughable apology. Just messages. Give me a break. If I outed every guy for messages, there'd be no guys left. You all wanted statements and stories from the victims, and now you've got them. What an absolute joke. You know it wasn't years ago, and you know it wasn't just messages. All I'm saying for now, we both know it wasn't just messages though, but a nice way of turning yourself into the victim. And this, I think, from Gemma Cooper is pretty telling, right? So honestly, just nearly been sick by what I read. Be honest and admit it was more than that. You are more likely to be forgiven for your actions if you are honest and apologize for what you did, not make it out like you're the victim. My God, I am so close to going open. I know you'll read this. You have no idea about the pain you're inflicting. If you don't want to admit what you did, I will go public with what you did, and I absolutely would rather not, but I cannot deal with the lies and the pain. And this discussion here in the UK or the European amateur scene more generally, don't be blinded by the mention of old messages. They were not old. It was happening in January. He's made himself look like the victim, and it's more than just messages. And as Emilius then says here, sexually assaulting and harassing girls for like 10 years, and instead of just bowing out quietly, he's decided to lie about it to save face. Trust me, we are all about to speak on this now. So definitely over the coming days we could see some more stuff on this. Not really a topic I want to go into in great detail once again, but if it has to be talked about, then it has to be talked about, because well, this is serious stuff. I guess the question that then comes out as a result of this is, well, Momo leaving the team, what position does that leave Miles in? Is Benson going to be leaving as well, given this tweet we've seen from Benson potentially leaving the CDL, taking CoD League and Activision out of his bio? What are the reasons for this? Will we ever know? Who knows? Maybe a similar statement will come out from Benson in coming days. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully it's not the same situation that we are seeing with Momo right here. That would certainly be really bad for our scene, but what's going to happen to the CDL casting talent? Are they going to look into guys like Lando, even though he's signed with Envy right now? Are they going to go down the amateur route? Of course, I Hold Shift, I think, is certainly deserving given all the work he's put in over the last couple of seasons to get to this point. But, you know, what casting duos would they potentially go for? Would they even need that going forward? Maybe Nameless could step into a role like that. I'd be intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. But yeah, just a short video today to discuss this because definitely needs mentioning. Maybe something we'll have to go into in more detail in coming days. But intrigued to hear your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you next time.